As I'm a trained historian, as you are as well, and I hope you will recognise the role that my own party, the Labour Party, has played in terms of opening Ireland up to investment in terms of multinational corporations. Of course, the view has always been that this was an initiative of Sean Lemass and the late T.K. Whittaker, a good friend of mine from my alma mater in Drogheda, St Joseph's CBS. But of course, it was William Norton, the Minister for Industry and Commerce, who really first opened Ireland up, the then leader of the Labour Party, to investment and moved us away from that isolationist kind of perspective, and I think we owe a debt of gratitude to William Norton and indeed those who followed in terms of modernising our economy. But I just want to stress, I mean, a generous, competitive corporation tax offering does not a national industrial strategy make. We have a huge focus, of course, on the issue of corporation tax. That needs to be a minimum effective rate of corporation tax in the interest of fairness, decency and tax justice. But we also as well need to focus on the skills gaps that unfortunately are emerging, and the fact that, for example, Taoiseach, we have one of the lowest levels of in-work training in the OECD, 5.5% compared to Denmark, that's up about 33%, and we need, I think, in the July stimulus and in the National Economic Recovery Plan, to very much focus on that, making sure that people are jobs ready for the jobs of the future. And just finally, got to say, we need to be really mindful of the advice from the Fiscal Advisory Council published today. They have drawn attention to the fact that, of course, the international corporation tax regime will change over the next few years. Ireland, I think, needs to lead that and work with the OECD. And I was one of the ministers back in the mid-2010s who actually signed up to the OECD BEPS process in the interests of tax justice and in the interests of fairness. But we need to, I think, be conscious and very mindful of what IFAC have said, that there will be a diminution of corporation tax receipts over the next few years in the context of the BEPS process and in the context as well of changes to the international corporation tax system. The people of this country have an expectation and an entitlement to expect decent public services. We need to be able to pay for them with a tax system that is fair, objectively fair to everybody. And by fair, I mean that multinational corporations should pay their fair share, as well as the hard-working people of Ireland and small businesses across the country.